Alright, hello everybody. It is Mark here from obviouslytech.com and youtube.com/TechyTutorials, bringing you yet again another Sony Vegas tutorial. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to put two video clips beside each other. So one on the left, one on the right, and have them playing simultaneously. And have them also kind of filling up the whole screen, so there's not black edges and borders and that kind of stuff. So it's very easy to do. And yeah, it was pretty requested in the picture-in-picture stuff, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is open up our two video clips in Vegas, putting one on the top track, one on the bottom track. If you don't know how to insert a new video track, right click and insert video track, okay? And then make sure they're both on separate video tracks. So for this tutorial, I'm going to put the one that's on the top track on the right and the one that's on the bottom track on the left. However, it doesn't really matter which way you do it, but we're just going to do it that way for the tutorial. So for this now, what we're going to do is go over here to the track motion. It's this little logo that has a black arrow in a white box pointing towards a blue box. I'm going to click that on the top video track, and now you can see this big window pops up with all of these options. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to make sure that scale about center and lock aspect ratio are unticked. So this is clicked, we want them unclicked, okay, we don't want them on. Secondly, we're going to prevent scaling on the Y axis, which is up and down, meaning that we can only scale from left to right. Okay, and you can also lock the movement on the Y-axis for now, just to avoid any mistakes or potential errors. Now, so once you have them ticked, we have the prevent scaling on the Y-axis, prevent movement on the Y-axis. First of all, before we do anything, we're going to make sure that this, see the keyframe here? If you don't know what keyframes are, or you're not sure fully how they work, you're going to make sure that this is back at the very first keyframe. You can click this button here, first keyframe, and make sure it's on the first keyframe before you do anything, just to avoid complications. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click this top corner, top left corner. We're going to click and we're going to drag it to the right. And as you can see on our preview, it's actually it's squeezing the clip over here to the right. And you can see if we line it directly up with that Y, right there, okay, that it's going to be on the right hand side. And you can also put in custom values here to make sure everything is completely accurate, and you can adjust them to however you would like to do so. And that makes everything a little bit more easier, a little more easier when you're trying to get everything perfect. So if you want it perfectly, the correct size would be 640, because the complete width is actually 1280. So you divide 1280 by 2 and you get 640. Now what we're going to do is, before we X out, we're going to come up here to where it says preset untitled. And what you're going to do is you're going to type in right half, or right half of screen, or something like that, right half screen, and you're going to click this little floppy disk. And what that does is it saves the preset. So first of all, default is this. Now in future projects you can come in, and instead of doing that, you can come up to the drop down, click drop down, right half screen, and bam, it completely adjusts itself right over immediately over to the right hand side. Now we're going to come to our bottom video track and do the left hand side. So it's the exact same. We're going to make sure that prevent scaling and prevent movement on the Y axis are locked, and instead we're going to go click on the right side and drag all the way over to the left, and you can see we can line it up with the Y there, or we can input our custom value here, which is 640. So you input that value and you want to make sure that it is lined up with the Y, and there you go, it is correct width and it's lined up perfectly. As you can see, Y is at 0. So now we have our video clip on the left here and our video clip on the right, but don't forget we're going to save this preset also. We're going to save left hand screen, and you're going to click this floppy again. So now that is left half, whatever. That is saved now on your drop down, so you can select that in your future projects. Now if you play that, both your videos are going to play simultaneously, one on the left, one on the right, and that's that simple really. But as I said, make sure when you go into the track motion at the start, you make sure that your keyframe thing, okay, your little cursor here, is all the way at the first keyframe. So anyway, if you have any problems, questions, requests, anything like that, of course leave them in the comment section below, or leave them over at the forum on obviouslytech.com. You can also read about the official post on this at obviously.tech.com, and there'll be some extra info up there. And yeah, if you prefer reading text, maybe if you couldn't follow this because I'm, kind of jumpy today, as I usually am, you can read the text in the link in the underbar. Anyway, that's everything for today. Hopefully I'll be hitting you in the face in a few more days with another tutorial, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.